Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Christine with Pattercrafts. Thank you so very much for joining me today. Today, we are celebrating 500 subscribers here on my YouTube channel. I am so very thankful. Today's hop is also being hosted by Teresa Russell from Scrapping for Less. So, thank you so very much, Teresa, for organizing this. As you hop along, don't forget to leave comments on each creator's YouTube and/or blog post. There will be a gift certificate to the Scrapping for Less store that will be drawn from Scrapping for Less. And the winner will come from one of the comments on one of these blog hops somewhere along the, and not just blog, because there's videos and blogs. So I guess just a celebration hop. If you have questions, let me know. I'll leave a little bit of information in the description below. So today I am making just a celebration card. It totally could be a birthday card, but it doesn't have to be. The items I'm using are mostly from La La Land, and my pattern paper today is the Really Rainbow 6x6 Petite paper pad from Fawn. My Marci image is from the Club La La Land March 2020 kit. She is Marci with ice cream. The balloon die I'll be using today and the sentiment come from the Club La La Land August 2019 kit. So Marci is already colored. It takes me a good 45 minutes to an hour to color Marci. So I tend to color her prior to making a card because it takes so long. If you are interested in a video of me coloring her, I'd be more than happy to make that and make it a separate video. Because I do try to monitor how long my card videos are. I know myself, I like to watch ones that are right around that 10-minute or less. And unless I'm making several cards, I really try to kind of stick with that, especially if it's just one card. So let me know if you're interested. You can reach out here on YouTube or on my Instagram at Pattercrafts or my Facebook page at Pattercrafts. So right about here, we have all the elements we need for our card. I have all my die cutting done. To kind of go behind my Marci, I end up settling on this kind of quarter piece. It's a little bit bigger than a quarter piece from a mini scallop circle die. So I wanted to be able to break up her outfit from the pattern behind it, the rainbow pattern. I thought maybe get a little lost. Her hair is dark enough that it definitely stands out against that pattern paper. At first I was trying to hope to get her completely covered, but I didn't have a die big enough for that. And I'm kind of glad I didn't because I really love that rainbow paper. And I'm glad I didn't cover up all of it because I feel like it's hard to see. So my balloons, I want to stand out from my Marci image. And because I don't really want Marci all that covered up either, she doesn't go on till just about the end. But I'm kind of got her hanging out here so I can see where to kind of place things. My second balloon, I'm popping up on 2 pieces of foam tape because I want it to be above my yellow balloon. Once I have the balloons on, I realize I probably should have put my little tie, my little strings on before I put those on my card. I was a little nervous about how they would stay on because I wasn't sure if with the glue if it would lean to one side or another, but it didn't. It worked out just fine. I used a little bit of this Ranger Multi-Matte Medium, went ahead and just plopped that string piece right on and it stayed right in place and it dried really nicely. So I had nothing to worry about. At some point, and you won't see it, but it'll be on the end card, I do end up cutting out the strings one more time so that the string does reach down to her hand. I think about using a gel pen, but I was so afraid that it would just look messy that I did not do that. I just cut out the strings again and then just kind of trimmed them down to fit so it looked like they were kind of seamlessly going to her hand. So I have stamped out my sentiment on some white cardstock, and it's kind of a bigger image as far as size. The font's a little big. It's kind of wide. Um, and when I say wide, I'm kind of thinking like tall. I guess it depends on your perspective. So I'm trying to trim it down as much as possible, but I did go through all my sentiments, and this one just seemed to make the most sense. So on the top, the bottom, and the right, I trim as close to the sentiment as possible without being like right on top of it. And then right about here, I decided I'm going to put a little fishtail end on it because I love the look of it. I am still practicing, however, cutting it because I never feel like my little tails are even. So I'm trying to snip it in the middle, and on one side I flip it over to do it on the other side because for me that works the best. So I'm debating if I want to add pattern paper behind it because I don't just like sticking the white sentiment directly on the paper like that. And I decided against the pattern paper. Right about here, I tried to cheat with my little ink sponge there. I was hoping I wouldn't have to get up and go get the distress ink, but that didn't work. So I pulled out that distress. It's the picked raspberry, and did it the right way. I tried to, take a shortcut and it didn't work. So I'm just adding a little bit there. It always gives it a little bit of a, I just like the look of it. It's almost kind of like matting it on something without having to mat it on something. So my little strings are dry on the balloons. So now I'm going to add them to my panel. I want to have them down because I want them eventually to go to her hand, which you'll see at the end. So I try to hold it down thinking it'll just dry real quick. That didn't happen. That top balloon is so much higher. I had to use the acrylic block to hold it down. Was not a big deal, and I anticipated that. So here I'm kind of debating with Marci if I want to add any white gel pen to add highlights. I did add some on her skirt, but I decided I wasn't going to get too adventurous with my white gel pen. I'm still kind of learning how to do that highlighting thing. Some people just do an amazing job and it always looks good. And then sometimes I get too crazy with my white gel pen, and to me, I feel like I ruined my image. So now that my balloons are set, I'm going to just go ahead and add her directly onto my panel. I have her going a little bit to the left to try to avoid as much from not being under that balloon as possible. The sentiment I'm going to also pop up on one layer of foam tape, and when I go to put it kind of on the panel, it covers her a little more than I want. I figured if I put the panel on the card base, I kind of have that other 1/4 inch to play with. So I will just put everything on my card base now. So I'm going to add this panel, then I will add my sentiment so I can go as far right as possible so I can hide as little of Marci as I possibly can. And of course, I don't put it on straight the first time, so we got to pull it back up. So this is pretty much my celebration card for today. She is so stinking cute, so I don't know if I'll use this for a birthday card or another event, or if I won't get rid of it at all, because sometimes I love to hoard my super beautiful cards. So thank you so very much for joining me today. I am so very thankful for 500 subscribers. I am also super thankful to everybody who's participating today. Please, if you get a chance, whether it be today or just throughout the week, check out what everybody else is creating. It's a great group of creators. I'll leave a link in the description below to Lucy's channel. I will also let you know how to enter the giveaway. Thank you so very much for stopping by. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more and you're not already, please hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it so very much. Have a great day.